Hi guys, my name's John Paulette. I've been a warrior on here since 2003. I've got over 20 years experience in the direct marketing industry, and I've been selling to offline clients since 1999. What I want to do now is tell you a little bit about this WSO and how it can help you guys. What I've realized by being on this forum is there are a lot of people out there who have absolutely no idea how to get the first client. I find that quite incredulous, because I find that actually the easiest part of the offline business. You hear about all these techniques to get clients, might have tried a few, but there seems to be a problem. Some of them don't seem to be working as well as you want them to. There are fast, quick, easy to implement techniques without cold calling or calling up random people and doing a hard, aggressive sales presentation over the phone or face to face. This WSO is a perfect solution for anyone with that challenge. I don't particularly like telemarketing. I've done it over the years, it's part of my marketing mix, but I find there are a lot of other ways of getting clients that are a lot simpler. So what I want to do is help those that don't like telemarketing accomplish the process of getting clients as easy as possible. What I've done in this WSO is I've added 3 modules. The first one is how to get clients that are actually looking for you, and I've got at least 7 different ways of finding clients that are actually looking for the kind of work that you offer. In the second module, it's all about email marketing. Now, I know a lot of you have tried email marketing and have had problems with it, judging by a lot of the posts in the Warrior Forum. I'll show you exactly how to do that, what tools to use, what free tools to use, more to the point, and how to get great results. And in the third module, I'm going to show you, for those of you that already have 1 or 2 clients, how to actually leverage those clients and explode your current client base, instantly getting more leads and sales quicker and easier than you ever did before. If you've already got clients, module 3 will absolutely just fill your bank with cash. In fact, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'll give you a technique now that you can use today to actually get more clients, and it's really quick, really simple. At least a couple of times a week I get a free newspaper, usually called some kind of advertiser, through my letterbox. Now, in these papers, people are paying almost a small fortune for adverts that don't particularly work. They've got no way normally of finding out how it's working for them, and as soon as the paper lands, after a quick skim through, most people put them in the trash. So a lot of clients are spending big advertising budgets and getting no results for it. Now, what I'd like to do now is tell you how I get those clients results. What I do is open a paper and have a highlighter with me and go through and highlight every advert in there that could possibly use my services. I then take them one step further, and on the spreadsheet I put either a telephone number and or an email address if they have one. Now, there are 2 techniques to use here. The first one involves phoning. Now, I don't like cold calling at all. This is why I developed this little plan for phoning. What I do is I actually phone the advertiser on there and just say, look, I'm not particularly interested in your product, but I am interested in what you do and how you market. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, because I've got a client who's thinking of advertising in this particular paper. So then I go through the first couple of questions, which are, is it expensive to advertise in there? Now, I've already would have phoned up the local paper and got them to send me a rate card, so I know exactly how much it is to spend, and I know they're spending more on an advert than they would be on Google Places, for example. I then ask if it's working for them. Now invariably I either get yes or don't know, or a downright no, we're getting no business off it. If they're not getting any business at all, then that's a perfect opportunity for you to move on to the next part of the script. I then say, that's great, thanks, because I've got a client who normally uses online marketing methods like Google Places. Do you use Google Places? And half the time they'll say, no, we don't do anything online. And they say, well, my client's getting about 30 or 40 new customers a week actually using Google Places. Do you want me to send you some more information about it? And it's a very, very easy close from there. The ones that have emails, if you don't want to make a phone call, I just drop them an email with a subject header mentioning the newspaper and the advertising. They may think it's from the advertising company themselves, so they'll probably open it if you have a good subject line on there. What I then put in the email body is that there are better ways to advertise than using the local papers and get seen more easily. And I would take whatever your niche is and then pitch your niche. If your niche is Google Places, look up how many people on Google keywords are searching for whatever the advertiser's offering, and then put those numbers in there, and you'll make a lot of sales. Actually, in the PDF I go into this quite a bit of depth with both the scripts for the telemarketing and the actual email, and that's just one of around 20 different methods that I use to generate leads. One of the questions I keep coming up against is, why is this WSO different from many others like it about the offline marketing? Because I actually made this as simple as possible and a step by step with, like I say, at least 20 different methods, so you can actually sit down without leaving the house and start getting your first clients in. In fact, I'll show you one little method that I used. With this method that's in the PDF, I got 3 checks, or 3 PayPal payments rather, for $250 for Google Places listing, a very simple Google Places listing, all within 24 hours of actually doing one technique that's mentioned in module 1, where people are looking for you to actually do the work for them without you having to go and find them yourself. Also with this WSO, there's absolutely no risk to yourself. You've got my 100% guarantee. Promise that if you're not 100% satisfied with it, I'll send you your money back, and you can even keep the report and the videos. Whatever your reason be, your investment's secure. So just look down the screen for the buy now button. Your buy now button may have a different price on it, because it actually goes up in price the more people that buy. So check it out now. My name is John Paulette. Thanks for listening.